We all deal with tragedy in different ways. And for the loved ones of the 5 tourists, I'm sorry I'm laughing. It's not funny. I just know what's to come, and it is so funny. Trapped aboard the still missing submersive, lost still on its voyage to the Titanic wreckage. There's no way to be sure how we in that position would deal with the trauma. But there's one family member who's facing massive scrutiny and public backlash for the way that he's responding to the trauma. Brian says the stepson of billionaire Hamish Harding decided to go to a Blink-182 concert and post about it. So here's the tweet, a picture of him at a Blink-182 show. It says, it might be distasteful. And I gotta repeat that. It might be distasteful being here, but my family would want me to be at the Blink-182 show as it's my favorite band and music helps me in difficult times. And the times are freaking difficult because his stepdad is trapped on a vessel with less than 24 hours of oxygen left. And it shouldn't be funny, but it's so funny because what is this? And I wish it didn't. It gets worse. He also tweeted at members of the band in a weird attempt, hoping to get to meet and greet them out of this situation. He says, at Blink-182, at Tom DeLonge, at Travis Barker, at Mark Hoppus, my stepdad Hamish is on this submarine lost at sea. I'm devastated, but coming to the San Diego show tonight so you guys can give me hope and cheer me up. And once again, I wish this was the end of it, but it gets worse. It gets even worse. Can you believe that? He decided to further make lemonade out of lemons and tell the world and all the ladies that he's available. He tweeted this out. Ladies, I'm single. He didn't tweet this out. He didn't tweet this out 6 years ago. He didn't tweet this out a month ago. He tweeted this out yesterday while his dad was dying of oxygen deprivation in a tiny submersive vessel. And someone quote tweeted it and said, posting this when your billionaire stepdad is 24 hours away from dying, one of the most horrific deaths in the world, is possibly the funniest thing to ever happen to this site. And Miranda, I don't know how I'd react. I mean, I don't know how I would feel if I was so worried about my father in this manner, but I know that I can say with the utmost confidence, I wouldn't go to a Blink-182 concert.
This story has everything. It has someone trapped in a submarine. It has someone who clearly hates his stepdad and is capitalizing off of the publicity of that. The fact that he is going after, he went to the concert and to post about it. Not only, he's like, oh, I already got the tickets. There's nothing I could do to help my stepdad from here. I might as well go. But then to post about it, to brag about it, and then to ask for comfort from the band members and to tell the women you're single and maybe going to be a billionaire soon. He's really capitalizing off of this entire story. And you're right, it's not funny because that's a really horrific thing. And they're probably very, very frightened and it's a horrific way to die. But wow, I mean, some people cope by going to concerts and asking for publicity about it, I guess.
Right. Yeah. I mean, it's not funny, but it's so funny. You can't subtract this from, I mean, it's hysterical in the same way that it's ironically funny that people going to see the Titanic also sank. I mean, there's just an irony to it that's a little funny, and I can't imagine a worse way to die than a way to die that's funny.
Yeah. I can't. Not only are they dying the way they're dying, but then his son is out here living up his life about it.
So shamelessly, and apparently shameless is the way he lives his life. But okay, we'll move away from the stepson a little bit. Let's talk about the stepfather, Hamish Harding. We have a picture of him here. And I do genuinely hope that they are rescued, although things are really not looking good at this point. And if they aren't rescued, then I hope they died instantly because the alternative is so much grimmer. But some celebrities even took notice of what was going on with the Blink-182 show, and Cardi B stepped in to share her opinion on the matter with the funniest filter on this video I've ever seen. So let's watch.
that's missing on the water from that submarine. One of the billionaires, their stepson, is at a concert, right? At a Blink-182 concert. And people is like, well, what is he supposed to do? Be sad at the house? Is he supposed to go look for himself? Yes. You're supposed to be at the house sad. You're supposed to be crying for me. You're supposed to be right next to the phone waiting to hear any updates about me. You're supposed to be counseling your mom and shit. Isn't it sad that you a whole billionaire and nobody gives a about you? Like you missing and mother is ready to shake at concert. That's crazy. I'd rather be broke. I'd rather be broke than and poor, but knowing that I'm loved.
Okay, I love Cardi B for that, but Brian did not love Cardi B for that. He was PO'd and he tweeted this at Cardi B. What a POS trashy celeb. Cardi B trying to get clout off me and my family's suffering, despite the fact that that's exactly what he was doing. I went to a Blink-182 concert for coping rather than sitting at home and watching the news. Shame on you, Cardi. Get some class. Although this person, Brian, is a very classless man, as he has shown time and time again, and he has a history of criminal harassment in the music industry. So let's get into this from Sportskeeda, excuse me. As per news outlet Exron Music, after being called out for harassment by women in the rave community, Brian Saz posted several tweets threatening people of a massacre at the Excision and Millennium's trilogy shows that were scheduled to happen in Las Vegas at the time. He has tweeted several times threatening artists and members of the EDM community, including artist Alice in Wonderland. I got a tattoo of this. I'm not going to call her that because I don't think she is one. And she freaking dissed me, and it's a tattoo of the artist Alice in Wonderland. Alice in Wonderland will pay. I will show up to her LA apartment. I will find Alice in Wonderland and hunt her ass down. Now, the publication reports that Brian also tweeted that it was funny the women who accused him of harassing them think they are safe at the trilogy and that he will encounter them there. Meanwhile, Brian isn't letting the resurfacing of his previous criminal history get to him. Don't you worry, he's staying busy and he's passing the time. While his stepfather continues to be missing and a submarine while he's tweeting at OnlyFans models. We can't show the full picture, obviously, but this is an OnlyFans model displaying her ass in a very small set, and it says, "Can I sit on you?" And he quote tweeted it and said, "Yes, please." And once again, I think, Miranda, I can say with the utmost of certainty, despite not knowing how I would react if I was in his position, I don't think I'd be thirsting after OnlyFans models on me.
This man is wild. He doesn't know who he wants to love, who he wants to hate. He's constantly threatening people. This man I don't know what to make of him. He is very confusing to me. But no, you're right. I guess we wouldn't know how we would react. I can think I'd react one way if my father was missing on a submarine. But who knows? I've never been in that situation. Perhaps I would behave just like this.
Yeah, I will say though that this story has left me feeling uncomfortable because I happened to be at those shows that he was threatening, and I had no knowledge of this until just now as I was presenting it. So I'm not feeling great about that. Hopefully he stays away from the concert scene for the rest of his life. He definitely should not have been allowed to go to that Blink-182 show, and he shouldn't have done it regardless.